Look at all the mice. Oh, hello dudes and dudettes. It is very nice to see you guys. My name is Denise and I'm here to tell you a bedtime story. Today I have one of my all-time favorites. This is called DOGZILLA by one of my favorite authors, Dav Pilkey. I just got my hands on this book and it is the best thing ever. So I'm going to have so much fun reading this with you. Go ahead and go grab your stuffed animals. I got mine right here. I'm going to give him a really big hug. Oh, Mark is the best. Goodness gracious. All right, pal. Let's do it, guys. This is DOGZILLA. It was summertime in the city of Mousopolis, and mice from all corners of the community had come together to compete in the first annual barbecue cook-off. Grilling all sorts of things. As the cook-off got underway, smoke from the hot grills lifted the irresistible scent of barbecue sauce over the rooftops of the city. A gentle wind carried the mouth-watering smell into the distance right over the top of an ancient crater. Before long, a strange and mysterious sound was heard. All at once, the volcano began to tremble. And suddenly, up from the very depths of the earth, came the most terrifying creature ever known to mousekind, the dreadful DOGZILLA. Dun 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 dun. Immediately, soldiers were sent out to stop the mighty beast. The heroic troops were led by their brave commanding officer, the Big Cheese. "All right, you old flea bag," squeaked the Big Cheese. "Get those paws in the air. You're coming with us." Without warning, the monstrous mutt breathed her horrible breath onto the mice. "Doggy breath!" screamed the soldiers. "Run for your lives!" "Hey, come back here!" shouted the Big Cheese to his troops. "What are you, men or mice?" "We're mice!" they squeaked. Said the Big Cheese. "You're right. Wait for me!" Oh, look at that dog breath. The colossal canine followed the soldiers back to Mousopolis, licking up all of the food in her path. Afterward, DOGZILLA wandered through the city streets, doing those things that come naturally to dogs. DOGZILLA chased cars right off of the freeway. DOGZILLA chewed furniture and the furniture stores as well. And DOGZILLA dug up bones at the Museum of Natural History. This dog is destroying everything. No. Meanwhile, the Big Cheese had organized an emergency meeting with one of the city's greatest scientific minds, Professor Scarlett O'Hara. "Gentle mice," said Professor O'Hare. "This monster comes from prehistoric times. It is perhaps millions of years old." "Maybe we could teach it to do something positive for the community," suggested the big cheese. "I'm afraid not," said Professor O'Hare. "You simply can't teach an old dog new tricks. If we're going to defeat this dog, we've got to think like a dog. We've got to find something that all dogs are afraid of. Something that will scare this beast away from the Mousopolis forever." "I've got an idea," squeaked the big cheese. They're hatching out a plan. Let's see what happens to Dogzilla. Within minutes, the mice had assembled at the center of town. "All right, Dogzilla," shouted the big cheese. "No more Mr. Mice Guy. It's bath time." They got the fire truck ready. These mice are brave. Suddenly, a blast of warm, sudsy water hit Dogzilla with a tremendous force. The panicking pooch let out a burst of hot, fiery breath, and the chase was on. Oh no. The big cheese tried to catch up to the hot dog with all the relish he could muster. That silly dog. Dogzilla hightailed it out of town and back into the mouth of the ancient volcano. "Well, I'll be doggoned," squeaked the big cheese. "It worked!" With the horrifying memory of the bubble bath etched in her mind forever, Dogzilla never again returned to Mousopolis. They ran off that dog. Within a year, Mousopolis had rebuilt itself, just in time for the second annual barbecue cook-off. The mice of Mousopolis fired up their grills, confident that they would never see or hear from Dogzilla again. However, there was one thing they hadn't counted on. Just when they thought all was safe, puppies! Oh no! That is such a silly book, and I remember that from when I was a kid. That was one of my favorites. Alright guys, well thank you for joining me, and thank you for letting me inside your homes for a little bit so I can read you guys a bedtime story. I hope you guys have a great night. I'm going to give Mark one more big hug. You guys can hug your stuffies too. Squeeze. Bye guys. I love you so much. Have a great night.